Okay. So my name is Stella Wang, and I'm actually attending Northwestern University School of Medicine, Feinberg School of Medicine, in the PhD program. I'm a rising second year. And last year, when I was doing my coursework, my advisor had forwarded an email about IFNS opening. So I looked at it. It's summer fellowship looking at cognitive instrument in the food industry, nutrition industry. So I think this is very interesting. I think that's really right into where I'm interested in my PhD research, which is a measurement piece. So I took the opportunity. We eat different nutritions and food, and that has impact on our body. And IFN is interested in learning the methodology of assessing the cognitive function for patients on a different nutritional food intervention. So, or could be a pattern of a diet. So we're looking into different studies that looking at studying the cognitive effect on that, and specifically on what kind of measurement tools, what kind of cognitive assessment is appropriate to test what type of cognitive function. So the goal is to select the right instrument for the right purpose. And when I look at NIH Toolbox, my first question to the IFNS team is, what kind of questions do you have in mind in your research subjects? Is this specifically targeting a general population or children, or is that for maybe a specific population has some clinical issue, Alzheimer's or potentially ADHD, any kind of clinical issue? What we are actually really interested here is looking at healthy adult population. So that's what we're focusing on. And NIH Toolbox does have a great advantage in that area because the toolbox was designed in used in a general population. So, and generally what I mean is have a good age span from 5 to 85 years old, and patients are generally healthy population and reflecting the U.S. Census population. So that's the population we're most interested in. I think there are potentially a lot of areas, other than attention and memory. Obviously, the cognitive function has many aspects. Even in just within the attention and memory, there are a lot of specific function in terms of attention that or memory that can be focused. So there are a lot. In terms of go beyond those two, I mean, there are other areas such as, for example, executive function or processing speed. And then there are a number of things that could be of interest, but I think the research agenda was set here to look at those two main areas, and that's what I'm focusing on. So surprising findings, I think. First of all, before I joined the IFN team, I was not aware of so much research is going on in terms of studying cognition with the nutrition and food intake and the different diet. I always know there are longitudinal observational studies going on, but I didn't realize there are a lot of random control trials looking at a very specific type of diet or nutrition intake has anything to do with potentially rapid change of cognitive function. In our concept, cognitive function is relatively stable and don't change too much. So I was surprised to see some of the study actually showing interesting change in different things in populations in a relatively short amount of time. Whether these studies can be replicated or is very conducted in the most scientific way, that needs to still be investigated. But I'm happy to see there are so much attention into the effect of nutrition and food in our body, in our mind, and cognitive function and things like that. So yeah, I think my introduction to the entire team was during the IFAN meeting in early June, I believe, mid-June. But before that, I already was contacted by different people, and my mentor in IFAN, Dr. Taylor Ban, and also Marie had really given me a lot of direction in terms of what their research would be. We had an initial proposal, and then based on the feedback from the meeting in June, we have a revised proposal, really focusing more on NIH toolbox and attention and memory. So the scope was set by the meeting and the IFAN leadership team. After that, I started doing work and have some emails exchange with the IFAN team, and so far it's very positive. I had a couple interview with different people, and I think and I'd love to hear more about their experience and the career path up to now, and think there is another meeting scheduled as a happy hour for us. So I look forward to have that. I think this is a very fulfilling experience. I do think that IFAN has a very unique mix with people from different industry and organizations and government to join together and work together on something that's very interesting and important. And for the work I interact with, the team is more science-based, but I think the scientific evidence and base is really the foundation of whatever we do to show the evidence of what we can push the policy forward. So I think really, because the length of the summer fellowship, it's not extensive. It's only about 10 weeks. So I think anyone who wants to take on this job need to be prepared, need to really have a clear set of goal, what they want to achieve, and a very defined scope, so they know where to go, and also start a network with different advisors and mentors within the organization, so we can take the most benefit from different expertise inside IFAN.